Hi, welcome. In this video, I'll be pouring resin on a Seed of Life pattern that I carved on a leather handbag face. We will also learn how to draw a Seed of Life from sacred geometry. And some leather carving. In the last year of college in Parsons in 2016, I came up with carving leather with linoleum knives to get deeper ridges that resembled running water patterns. The technique really shined after I poured resin on the surface 2 years later in 2018 and turned into these circle leather bags. Here is how it all starts. With a piece of 8-ounce cowhide that has been soaked in oil barrels for days to get a durable yet flexible kind of matte surface. To draw the Seed of Life, I will first need a piece of oak tag paper. Front side is beige and back side is mint green. This paper is universally used by pattern makers to let manufacturers know the right and wrong side of the pattern pieces. It is thicker than regular paper. Manila envelope folders are an alternative for oak tag papers. After cutting my pattern piece, I will fold it in half to find the semicircle. I will fold it in half again to find the middle of the circle. I will fold one of the lines to find the middle circle so my Seed of Life can fit in the frame nicely. The tool I'm using is called a compass. The first circle I draw will be the inner middle circle. Then I will go to the outer edge of the middle circle and draw a new circle. This will give us a vesica piscis, which is one of my favorite shapes to explain many things in life. The third circle I draw will be at the intersection of our first two circles. The rest of the circles I draw will start from the intersection of two circles to the right of my drawing hand. While drawing, I want to make sure the rest of the circle lines up with the other intersections that are being created within the Seed of Life. I love using this pattern to start out different kinds of designs because each time I carve it, something different happens. After lining my leather and pattern piece, I will mark the mid-circle and the edge of the mid-circle on my leather and draw Seed of Life again on my leather. Carving the leather is pretty much the same as carving linoleum. It's a bit tougher and a bit easier to go too deep without meaning so. Practice your carving skills before carving any final artwork. As I mentioned in my previous carving video, while carving something wavy, it's almost like your arm is a part of the wave too. It snakes with the knife to achieve bows and curves of the design. Your fingertips, wrist, elbow, and shoulder need to move in harmony to get nice curves. The leather reveals a brighter burgundy hue as I keep carving it. This is an effect I like to explore. However, after pouring resin on it, it will turn black. That is why I like filling the carvings with some sort of pigment to reiterate the existence of these lines. That is the next part of the process. I didn't know if it would be boring or relaxing to watch me carve something over and over again. Because it's pretty repetitive, so I fast forwarded some parts of the process. Please do let me know in the comment section if I should keep these segments longer or not. Here is the result of the carving of Seed of Life. It kind of looks like one of those sand vibration patterns, which I appreciate. Now we're ready for resin pouring. So I will first lay down my trash bag to keep my wooden table free of resin drips. I wanted to try something I never tried before and make an ombre from the middle to the outer edges. For this I choose Royal Damask iridescent powder and crimson red pigment powder. I chose these colors because if the iridescent and matte pigments were to line up in a hue line, these two would be on a similar line. I started to brush the pigments so they would go in the carving lines. I should have kept my hand in a more circular pattern. I feel like the square in the circle is not doing me such a favor right now. I got panicked a little bit and just started to spread pigments faster instead of taking my time. I didn't want the inner circle to be so small, but the crimson pigment is much stronger than Royal Damask, so I just let it do whatever it wants. At the end of this ombre, the panic really took me over and I went with my finger, which actually really helped a little. I forgot to turn on my camera for this one, but I just pretty much sprinkled Royal Damask pigment all over and brushed it into the carved crevices. And then I saw some Chinese cinnabar in my pigment cabinet that I had forgotten about, so I sprinkled a little bit of that too. I don't need a lot of resin to coat these handbag faces. I will mix some part A and part B of hardener and resin and mix them well. Don't forget to wear your gloves. I'm trying to make sure the resin gets in every crevice as I'm spreading it around. So each bag has a whip that's attached to it. It's a long piece of 8-piece whip that whips your leg as you walk, basically. I don't have a website. I closed it down due to inactivity. I didn't want to pay for it anymore. And this is my artist signature. It is day, month, year, hour, and minute of the day with a fishbone drawn under it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Please sub. Namaste, namasko, bye.